Welcome to the world of tomorrow! This week on the New Arcade Podcast, the theme is the future. We're going to be talking about what we're excited to see come out, what we're excited to see get the fuck out of here, and what we think the future of entertainment is going to be like. If you don't know what we do, we talk about nerdy shit that we like. I'm Zach.
I'm John.
And I'm Fraser.
And let's get into it.
Future lasers.
Alright, so E3's just happened, and what I'm excited for is so much at the moment. Assassin's Creed, because I'll always be excited for Assassin's Creed. I don't care what Ubisoft does to it. I know it's shit a lot. I hate Unity. Syndicate, I like, but I will still always be excited for a new Assassin's Creed game. But there's so many other games coming out. Vampire, Strange Brigade, God of War, Lawbreakers, and the new Spider-Man game.
That one, the new Spider-Man game is probably one of the highlights of E3.
The new Spider-Man game looks so fucking good.
Because the trailer came out I think the trailer came out at last year's E3 or something
Really?
like that. Like, there's been a trailer for a long time.
I do not
just
remember.
It's just like, it's your typical Raimi Spider-Man scene. A bloody guy speeding down a busy New York street. And, like, it's dangerous because so many people are walking there.
I'm walking
Yeah,
here.
there's
I'm
so-
swinging webs here.
Yeah. And like, he kind of comes down and he just, like, fights off the truck full of goons, like, webs one to a pole, and he gets, like, flung out the sunroof and he's, like, left hanging there. It was dope as, and like, there's been no release date. Like, people have been saying, like, 2020, and I'm just, like, getting sad hearing about it. And the gameplay trailer came out, and holy fuck, does that look... It's Arkham. It's Batman Arkham game. With
It
a
is.
Sweet Spider-Man skin on it.
And Batman Arkham has to be one of my favorite fucking superhero video games. And Spider-Man is one of the best superheroes there is.
Yeah.
Spider-Man and X-Men are probably my favorite superheroes.
Spidey's top 3 for me, easily.
Yeah. And beyond just video games, I'm excited for Aquaman with James Wan. Gotta love those Aussie directors.
Yes.
Thor Ragnarok. Gotta love those New Zealand directors.
Mm-hmm. The little brother of Australia that we're secretly ashamed of.
Yeah, right? But we still love.
We still
you guys.
love them in the same way you love your annoying little brother.
And Black Panther.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
That trailer has me so fucking hyped, and that fucking the song that they use in it. Fuck yes. Good choices.
What was the song?
I can't remember the name for it.
Because their song choices have been fire recently.
It was like, I think it was like a rap song, and it was cool.
Ah, yeah,
It was
cool.
like Step Up the Game or something. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
It was nice. It was a nice choice.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Because they had Guardians with Fleetwood Mac, and
Oh,
Thor Ragnarok had Zeppelin. Spider-Man's got that popular song people like.
Ah. Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
I wasn't at the right pitch, was I?
We got the idea. Who's there?
We got it. It's just Marvel make good choices. They're making good choices at the moment. I'm liking it.
Yeah, like Phase 2 was a bit of more of the same kind of thing. Phase 2 is a bit flat, but Phase 3 has so far been
Phase 3 is looking
been
up.
exquisite. It's been, what have we got? Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. We get Spider-Man like this month.
Yeah.
But that's still Sony. So even if that is a flop, not Marvel's fault.
It's not Marvel's,
That's still
it's
Sony. And then they
If
go,
it's good, that's Marvel's
yeah,
win. But
exactly.
if it's bad, it's
they can just blame
Sony's
it
flop.
on Sony.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, though, wasn't great.
It wasn't the first Guardians.
It's definitely one of the weaker movies in this Marvel universe. I'd put that alongside Iron Man 2.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
Second Thor.
I think Guardians 2 was really good. I think it was almost at the same level as the first one.
Oh.
First one's like, I don't know. I rank it middling. Like, I put
Middling?
it in the middle, kind of. I put it with Ant-Man.
I guess, yeah.
Guardians 2 is with Ant-Man. Like, wherever Ant-Man
just-
sits, I haven't figured it out yet, but it's there.
I just think that, like, it aesthetically suits me. Like, I just love the fucking look of the Guardians franchise, and I just love what James Gunn's doing
Yeah.
with it. I like it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me, and it's not as good. I just like the aesthetic look of it.
I love the balls of it. I love the balls to say, let's have a character. So let's have an entire race of characters who are all entirely gold. Let's bring on fucking Sylvester Stallone for 2 scenes. Let's have Chris Pratt turn into a giant Pac-Man. I love just the sheer balls to just say, no. The first one was weird.
Yeah,
I
like-
liked it. let's make it weirder.
Yeah, like let's just get weird with it. Let's bring these obscure characters from the comics into it. Let's bring Howard the Duck back for cameo scenes.
But also, it's the word of tomorrow, and we're talking about the past. Guardians is gone. Forget about it. Thor Ragnarok, though, in other words, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, is looking fantastic.
Oh.
Like, that is the moment that trailer came. Actually, originally there was that concept art with Hela. It was all very dark. Yeah, like Hela, like a black silhouette, the antlers, the entire Asgardian army ready to face her, and I was like, and the vision Thor has in Age of Ultron, I was like, it's gonna be dark, it's gonna be sad Vikings in space, basically. Like, I'm really looking forward to that. Then the concept art came out of like his fancy new helmet and Valkyrie and the Grandmaster and Hela, who look like straight from a 2000s emo band, like straight from it.
She does look like she's Amy Lee from Evanescence a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. I was kind of like, I was instantly just like, ooh, like not that it looked bad, but I was really looking forward to some like dark kind of, even a little bit scary. And the moment that trailer came out, every single doubt I had washed away.
Yeah, that trailer has definitely showed that Thor Ragnarok is going to be, in my opinion, one of the stronger movies. I really liked like the first Thor, which I feel is criminally underrated.
I just watched it the other night, and you know what? I was saying to you today, it's fucking epic. Like, it's so good. I don't understand how people just forget about it. Like, it's such a good movie.
Yeah, no one really like saw it. No one talks about it. It's just kind of there.
The fact that it's directed by Gilderoy Lockhart, amazing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Wow.
Gilderoy Lockhart from Harry Potter 2, Kenneth Branagh directed Thor, which is why it's so like Shakespearean and over the top, and
Oh yeah.
he's classically trained. He's a theatre man.
But yeah, like that was excellent. So I reckon Thor Ragnarok is gonna just like peak.
People draw the comparison between Captain America and the new Wonder Woman movie. No. Thor and the new Wonder Woman movie.
I'm Captain America. It's Captain.
No,
It's more Captain America than it is Thor.
They both even have Harry Potter people involved in both of them.
Who's involved in?
Lupin's in Wonder Woman.
Lupin is in one. Hang on, give me like. No, I wouldn't be able to think of anyone from. No, I'm not going to try.
That's probably.
I'm not even going to try.
Anyway, this is still not the world of tomorrow.
Okay, hang on. So, Assassin's Creed Origins, which is coming out in the future and set in the past, so it still counts. It still counts, people.
It counts, guys. Not in the past, set in the future.
Future
set in past.
Okay, I don't play Assassin's Creed games. I played 3, which is the American Revolution one.
Yep.
Yes.
Loved it.
Yep.
Really, I thought it was really strong. I like how for the most part, the history is still accurate.
Yeah.
Relatively. Like, except for the fact where a giant hooded man came down to a crowd, murdered someone, and disappeared in a second.
I mean, in video games terms, that's just like normal.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's fine.
They did their best to write the story as historically accurate as they can. I like that. Ancient Egypt in particular is one of my favorite all-time. I like history. That's one of my favorite times to look at. So what is so good about Egypt? Like what? Because I haven't seen the Assassin's Creed stuff. What's so good about Egypt? Because the selling point for any Assassin's Creed game is obviously the time period.
Yeah.
Is the thing everyone looks forward to. When's the next one going to be? So what do we get in Egypt? Do we slide down the pyramid?
I hope so.
Because that would be fucking sick. Like, climb to the top, slide down, just fucking shooting arrows off, you know?
Yeah.
Do they even have bows back then?
Oh, for sure,
Yeah,
they would have had bows.
Yeah.
Bows is probably like the fourth invention
Yeah,
the
the
man
fourth.
ever made.
Yeah.
Man made rope third,
Yes.
and then bow was fourth.
Alright, so yeah, what do we get in this,
More assassin stuff. I'm more excited about just playing Assassin's Creed because it's fun.
Yeah, right.
The story is a bit convoluted. It can get so I just find them very fun to play.
Yeah.
That's why I'm excited. You don't even need to tell me anything besides there's a new Assassin's Creed game. I'm like, sick, I'm getting it.
Oh, yeah, right. Instantly keen for it.
It's like your series that it's just like, I'm going to get everyone up or down. I'm still going to play it, and I'm still going to be like, I liked it because it was this.
Yeah.
And like, that's fine.
I'm like, I enjoyed playing it. The only one I didn't enjoy playing was Unity, but then Syndicate came back, and I loved that.
Wasn't Unity the one that was meant to be co-op though?
Yeah,
like,
it had co-op missions in it, and it just... But that wasn't what threw me because you didn't have to do those. They were like side missions. What threw me was their new running system that they brought in. And some of the new system changes they made, I just didn't like. But they fixed that with Syndicate, and I think it works well. It works well.
And wasn't Unity a buggy, unfinished mess?
Yeah, kind of. I didn't have any bug problems with it, but a lot of people did.
Didn't you play it a lot later though? So most of those are probably patched.
Probably patched up.
Definitely patched already. What's Vampire?
What's Vampire? Oh, Vampire. It looks like Dishonored, in a way, and like
Oh,
you
yeah.
can turn into smoke, and you need to feed on people.
Have you seen the full gameplay for it at all?
No, I did not.
I only just watched this today, actually. It looks pretty good. For the way they were describing it, it's like a semi-open world kind of like detective story set in like industrial London. I think
Yeah.
it's industrial London. But yeah, and like there's vampires going around. There's, what was it, the Spanish flu maybe? It was one of the big, influenzas issue.
Yeah.
It's infecting both humans and the vampires, and it's like causing issues with the vampires going like kind of zombie crazy like.
Oh,
And then there's like groups of roaming humans who are like taking them out, and you're trying to try and keep a balance.
So do you play a human or a vampire?
I believe you play as a
you're a-
vampire.
yeah,
And like,
vampire.
the idea is you're like kind of just you're trying to keep a balance. It's like
Yeah.
you don't just instinctively hate the
Yeah.
other like group.
Yeah, okay, right.
Obviously,
Okay.
there will be probably some that do.
You are the avatar of vampires and humans.
Yeah.
Just keeping the balance.
So is vampires they're like a normal thing?
I'm not sure if they're like a normal thing because like I said,
But people know they
can only watch.
exist.
Yeah, definitely you could see that some
Okay.
people clearly it's
Oh,
like
okay.
known that they're
Sick.
a thing.
Yeah.
I love that. And one of the shows that I think did that really well was True Blood. And guess what? There's another show coming out, but the same writer of True Blood, Midnight Texas, sorry. And I'm excited for that as well.
Yep.
That looks really good.
Where the vampires suck more than just blood.
Yeah, that's True Blood.
I didn't like True Blood. That being said, I watched one episode and didn't like it at all, so never went back to it.
Oh,
I probably should give it another chance because I was like 15 and my taste has changed.
give it another chance.
Yeah.
I reckon you will enjoy it.
I found the act. I don't know if I just got to make like a minor character or a throwaway character or just a bad actor, but I found the acting so wooden. Like, I nearly mistook the actress for Pinocchio. It was that wooden. Like, it was really bad, and the southern accents everywhere.
Suck it.
Yeah, but like, I'd be open to giving it another go, but like, I'm not a True Blood kind of guy.
Well, it's got the Alexander Skarsgård.
Yes,
It's fantastic.
current Tarzan.
Yeah, current Tarzan, fantastic Tarzan movie. He's good in it. But that's True Blood. I'm more excited for Midnight Texas, where it's
Yes.
got like he looks like a medium, and so his runaway, his grandmother tells him to go to Midnight Texas, because it's kind of like a safe haven for people that are involved in the supernatural. And it's like he's semi-prophesized, I think, to be leading this fight against evil. Because like bad things are coming to Midnight Texas when he
A lot of bad
shows up.
hombres.
Yeah, a lot of bad hombres. But yeah, that's what I'm excited for, just in the world of video games and movies
Yep.
and TV shows and comics. I'm excited for the new Batman comics that are coming out. Can't quite remember the names. I think it's Batman Metal
Yeah.
and something else.
I heard that we're finally getting a Joker Riddler story.
Oh, yeah, that was the other one.
That was the other one?
Yeah, so there's Batman Metal, and then there was that one.
The one, is it Joker versus Riddler?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a Batman comic, and their Joker and Riddler are like, they're having like a gang war, essentially.
Bit of beef, yeah.
Yeah, so there's like a turf war kind of thing.
Oh, so the Riddler's actually like doing gang stuff now.
Yeah, like he has been in the Arkham video games at least.
No, he's not really a gang member. He's just a...
Well, he has Riddler goons. He has Riddler thugs.
Yeah, he's just some maniac in an ugly suit.
Yeah, I
putting
mean,
trophies everywhere.
you need some help to
You
set
need
up
a bit
all
of
those
footwork,
puzzles.
Yeah, he's the
He
brains.
still has muscle. He's still a villain.
Yeah.
He still kills people.
Yeah. He's still a despicable monster.
Yeah. But yeah,
Um,
anyway, that's what I'm excited for. What about you guys?
Well, keeping with video games, you had...
Yeah, so I've got Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yeah.
Now this is super exciting to me because I loved the last Marvel vs. Capcom game that came out.
That was 3?
Yeah, I believe they got it like 3 Ultimate,
Yeah, and that was a
whatever.
while ago, wasn't it?
It's been a while.
That was 2012, even? Around then?
Yeah, it's been a while
Yeah.
now. But I just love it. I mean, it gets every nerd's fantasy of who would win, and they're just like, you decide now. You
Yeah.
have at it, beat the crap out of each other. It's like, you want Mega Man, to beat up Captain America? Go for
Yeah,
it.
good fucking luck, I say.
It's like, it's an amazing game. I played the demo, because that's out. They've got like a little story demo. You don't like really get like too much of a feel for the actual like what it would be like to face someone or anything like
Yeah.
that, because it's quite simple.
Yeah.
My big problem with this is that traditionally it's you pick 3 people, they pick 3 people, mad combos, you can't see the screen, that's the whole fun of it. You only play as 2 people in the demo, like at a time, and I don't know if that's going to be like something that they're holding throughout the whole game.
Yeah,
If
right.
so, they've dropped it.
Yeah.
which is kind of funny. It's like we're going to infinite, but we're going down one guy. You get one less.
Capcom slightly less infinite.
Yeah, right. So I was like, I mean, that won't be too big of an issue, like to me, because it's a fighting game. I love fighting games.
And you only fight as one at a time anyway, so.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I don't like. I like the idea of there being a fighting game scene. I'm not very good at them. I definitely could not be part of it in like a competitive sense. But I'm hoping that maybe this will get, you know, a lot of traction, just because I think it's one of the more fun games to watch.
Definitely. But like, oh man, I played Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and like, it was honestly just like, I have no idea what I'm doing, as I'm just smashing buttons, and then just something cool happens, and you'll celebrate and give a few high fives. And I was like, I couldn't do it again if I tried. But
Yeah,
like,
that's what I love about that one. Like,
Yeah.
especially these ones. It's like you just mash some buttons, and in other games, it's like, yeah, maybe you'll do a cool combo if you're lucky.
Yeah.
This is like, there's just so many random kind of things that can happen. Like, you throw out a punch, it's like Ryu from Street Fighter, and then all of a sudden, like, it swaps out for, like, Dante bringing it in.
Yeah.
And then it'll swap out to, like, Phoenix from fucking X-Men bringing in, like, fire. It's like, you don't know what you did, but they're all on the screen doing these crazy combos, and you're just looking at it like, yeah, this is what I spent my money on.
So what's that? It's Ultron and one of the villains from.
It's Sigma from Mega Man X,
Yep.
I believe. Yeah, it's like the plot seems to be all the universes are fused.
Yep.
So
which was the plot for Mortal Kombat DC.
Yep.
Yep.
But Sigma and Ultron have basically fused into one being.
Which was the plot of Mortal Kombat in DC.
I have not played that, but now I'm gonna have to do a comparison. But yeah, so basically their goal is to make everything non-organic in
Yes.
both universes.
Classic.
Yeah, so they're just like, let's make everything a robot.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, not a total bad idea. I can get their reasoning.
Yeah.
You know, humans are dicks.
Yes.
But I'm a human, so I've got to side with us.
Of course. No, that's real cool. And like they're big rosters for this game, isn't there? Like they've really expanded upon it.
Yeah, they just basically include like a shit ton of characters.
Yeah.
It's just like, let's get as many people as we can and
Yeah.
jam them into a game.
And like, so when's this out? Is it soon?
I believe it comes out, maybe September or October.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, right.
by the end of the year, it's going to be out,
Alright,
closer to the end.
So to put a little more fuel on the Marvel vs DC comics fire, we've just got Injustice 2, and now we're getting Marvel vs Capcom. Love it.
Yep.
Love it. Like,
Ugh.
apparently Injustice 2 is pretty dope, but I haven't played it. I played the first one.
I feel it just plays like Mortal
It
Kombat.
plays exactly like Mortal
Yeah,
Kombat.
so, I mean, that's not a bad thing.
No,
for
yeah,
sure.
no.
I mean, Mortal Kombat's great. I'm just more of a fan of the bit more flashy
Yeah,
kind of ones.
and it's not as violent either.
Yeah, they definitely had to tone it down a bit. It's like, oh, we can't have, the DC characters literally chopping each other up.
Yeah. So to bring it away from games, because I'm not much of a game guy, although I did just start playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Saw you guys have it. Dope. Just like in one word, dope. In fact, I'm just so keen to get home so I can pick that game back up. Robot Dinosaurs wins every time. It takes place in the future. It's still related, guys. But me being more of the movie guy, or a movie guy, than a game guy, this one's real close, so it's barely even the future, but War for the Planet of the Apes.
I haven't seen any of the Planet of the Apes franchise, like any of the Planet of the Apes movies as franchise, but I want to so bad.
Like the new one or the old one?
Yeah,
that
like
you've seen?
any?
You've
New
seen
one. I haven't
You've
seen
seen
any.
Charlton Heston one though.
No,
What? Oh right.
I
Okay.
haven't seen any Planet of
Watch
the
the
Apes.
Charlton Heston one. Don't bother with the 4 sequels to that. And then watch. I got Rise and Dawn on Blu-ray. I'll bring them up and I'll let you borrow them. Because honestly, like I saw Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which was 2011. I saw that in the cinemas, and I was just like, there's one. I don't want to give it away because like it's like one of my most just epic moments in cinema history to me. Like I'll go back, watch like the 2 minutes leading up to that, watch the cool thing, and then just turn it off and be like, all right, I'm satisfied. Like that was awesome. Like, I get goosebumps just thinking about it. It's so cool. And then like, and then Dawn of the Planet of the Apes comes along. Like Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is like for some reason the most like surprisingly intelligent character film I've ever seen. Like you got like not character film. I don't know what that means. Actually, it's a very vague term. But like for characters that are literally apes, like literal monkeys, the characters are written so intelligently and they're so fleshed out and the dynamic in the ape colony is just like ridiculous. And then you've got apes on horseback, dual wielding machine guns, like charging through fire. So you've got the cool intellectual stuff and the kick-ass action. And they've always got great human role. So Andy Serkis plays Caesar.
Yeah.
the main,
Yeah,
the king of motion capture. And then you've got, for the human characters, the first one's got James Franco, second one's got Gary Oldman, and this one's got Woody Harrelson. Like, they just get stellar casts, and the CGI is always, like, fucking second to none. Man, I fucking love apes. I just love this franchise.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen any of the new stuff. It's all prequels, isn't it? Though, like
Prequels,
that's the
yeah,
point.
yeah.
It's like from like where it started.
It's showing how the apes got to the point. So it's like the first one shows their rise to intelligence. The second one shows their rise as a society, and I'm guessing this new one will show their rise to dominant species. So like it's been a progression thing. You may not have got the indication from when you watch the first one, and like when you watch it, pretend it's 2011 and you don't have 2 sequels underway. The first one didn't need a sequel. Like it ended where it was kind of like cool. And like if there weren't the Planet of the Apes movies before that, like you could have ended that movie where it did and just been like, what a fun little movie about talking apes. And then they brought out Dawn, and I missed Dawn in the cinemas because I was kind of just like, I was a real cynical asshole back then. I was like, a sequel? Fucking don't need that. And then I watched it and I was just like, oh my god, how can I be so naive? Like, oh, this is brilliant. But I watched it, I watched a downloaded version that I acquired perfectly legally for any law enforcement listening. No. And I downloaded the copy. And the apes talk in sign language most of the time.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
And when you download shit, it usually doesn't come with subtitles.
So that was a bit of a challenge.
So the fucking main characters, who can sometimes speak one-word sentences, they're just fucking signing away. And I'm just sitting there just going, yeah, great. I love not being able to understand the fucking protagonist. Like, it was awesome. And then I watched it again with the subtitles, and I was just like, yeah, blown away.
Oh, this makes sense.
Yeah, oh, okay. Also, he's the bad ape, right?
And that there is the karmic justice for downloading illegally.
Yes, I got what I deserved.
I had the same problem when I first saw Fellowship of the Rings.
Oh,
I didn't have subtitles for the Elvish.
All the Elvish.
Oh,
So I'm just like,
no.
that scene where Frodo's talking to the elf about the ring in the forest before she goes all evil, I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, oh, man. I did the same with The Godfather. They're all speaking Italian. Yeah, cool. Just ignore that.
I hope they cover this in English later.
So guys, just to recap what we were speaking about earlier. But the movie, I don't think I've ever been this excited for a movie in my entire life. Next year, we finally get Infinity War.
Oh, yeah.
It'll have been 6 years since we saw that giant raisin turn around and smile at the screen. And it's finally, and all we've had since is him sitting in a chair and putting on a shiny glove. That's all we've gotten. Like, Marvel are the champions of just the tip. Like, they just know just how much to give you to keep you coming in.
He does look a bit like one of the California raisins, though.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to start singing the song?
But, like, I physically cannot grasp the sheer scale that this movie's going to be on. I don't know how many characters are confirmed. I don't know how many are going to be introduced. I don't know if it's going to be 90% Earth or 10% space. I just don't know. They've given us so much information about these movies, but the sheer scale of them means that they still haven't even gotten to the tip. It's just foreplay at this point. Like, I don't. All I know is that it's in very capable hands of Kevin Feige, the Russos, and Marvel Studios. And I don't know the writers' names, so I apologize if you're listening. They're not, but the people who wrote Civil War, which was a real tightly written movie. It's just a fucking dream team, you know?
Yeah.
And then you've got Guardians meets your Avengers, and I don't know if the Defenders will be in it, but I really fucking hope they will be.
I feel they will be. I mean, what's the point of kind of like doing all this if you're just going to be like, oh no, that's it. Like, they've even like, you know, in the shows and everything, it shows that it is in universe.
Yeah.
It'd just be a waste to not bring them in as well.
Yes, exactly. Like, just do it. Like, the Weekly Planet podcast said that the way it should be done is big space battles going on, and then everyone's like, oh fuck, what about that, you know, that entire planet we left behind? And then like someone radios in, it's like, Daredevil, like, don't worry, we've got this. And then we get like a sweet 10-minute action sequence on the ground of the Defenders, and you're just like, yes, like, there it is. Like, just give us something. But 2 movies, back-to-back years, and like, I am just unbelievably keen for these movies. Do you know how much the budget is between these two?
Probably more than I'll ever make in my life.
Right.
It's $1 billion for both movies.
Fuck.
For $500 million a piece, easily making any of them the most expensive film ever made. Yeah. The current record sits at like $300 million for the third Pirates of the Caribbean.
Those are expensive.
Those are
movies.
expensive films because they
They
actually
are.
built those ships as well. Like, they're expensive movies. But yeah, $500 million a piece. That probably mostly goes to Robert Downey Jr.'s
Yeah, right.
contract, but
Yeah.
still, they're expensive movies. But so moving on to the is that everything that we
Yeah,
we
now
don't
that
want
we've
to say?
finished sucking Marvel's dick to completion,
Yeah. Well,
we'll move on to the negatives.
well, look, they gave us a Spider-Man trailer. We got Marvel vs. Capcom, bunch of good trailers. If they flopped it out, I was happy to suck it. They're giving us good shit, so I'm happy to keep going on.
They whipped their big fat fucking dick out on our table. What are we meant to do but not stick it in our mouth?
Exactly. But here's the thing. I'm so excited for Infinity Wars, but after that, stop. Stop the MCU, shut it down, bring it to a screaming halt if you have to. I'm sick of franchises and TV shows and anything overstaying their welcome, bands especially. I used to love Bon Jovi, I hate them now, they overstay their welcome. Irrelevant, but still. Just do the... Because, like, where do you go from Infinity Wars? And I'm not saying that there's nowhere to go, because they're clearly much smarter people than myself over at wherever Marvel Studios is based, but you've got such a good thing going, and such a solid franchise. They could go down as honest, like, probably one of the most well-respected franchises in cinema history if they finish on a high note, because there's a clear starting point and a clear ending point. I just don't want it to get shit. I don't want to have to stop caring about these movies because they failed to impress me while every fanboy and I'm not saying they're going to be shit after the Infinity War. I'm just so nervous that they should be. Just stop on the highest of high notes and just...
Well, they basically have to stop at Infinity War, right? Because the whole point of that is, like, the whole universe is, like, going to be taken over by Thanos, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Where do you go from there? Everything from there on the thread will be lower.
Yeah.
So it's just not as impressive. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, look, they're trying to take over New York. It's like, well, we don't care. They saved the
about it.
universe.
But after that, Marvel Studios does nothing.
I don't know. Maybe stop with the shared universes. I already went on a rant about this last week. Fuck off with the shared universes. Just do solos again. Like, solo movies again. But, yeah, maybe just focus on TV for a little bit and then bring back some movies. But I would just like a bit less superheroes after Infinity War. So after Infinity War is finished, DC, you stop as well. Like, fucking just everyone... I just want it to be... Like, it was really cool when Marvel had their own thing. When Marvel had the Avengers. And that was, like,
Yeah.
the one franchise doing that at the time. The first franchise to do that. It was badass. Like, it was so cool to see all of that. Now that everyone's kind of jumping on, but it's just the hype thing. Just the hype's bothered me. And it's just got into everyone's heads, and they're all just convinced every fucking movie. I had an argument with some guy who vowed that Batman vs Superman should have been nominated for Best Cinematography. And I was like, no, it's hype talking. Just bring it down. So yeah, that's what I would like to see go. Is, sadly for me, probably my second favourite franchise, the MCU, but just stop on a high note while you still can.
Yeah, enjoy it while it's there, but nothing lasts forever.
Yeah, it's a really valid point. And I think it's a well thought out one, especially because you love this franchise so much. It's not just like you're just hating on superhero movies like, get them out of here, I don't like them.
Yeah.
It's
Not
like,
Mel
it's just,
Gibson.
you want to, you just want it to end on something good and not turn into, you want it to die a hero, not live long enough to be a villain.
Yeah, I'd rather it die than fade out.
Yeah.
I'd rather it just end like a franchise should. With an ending point. Not until they just scrap it. I'd rather it end than be scrapped.
Things that do need to end just straight away.
Yes.
Episodic game releases.
Yeah.
Like Telltale,
Telltale's different.
because they're story driven.
Yeah, because it's very much like it's like a TV show. You're playing as those characters from the TV shows you like, all the series you like Wolf Among Us, it's
It was all
Fables comics, The
it was
Walking
all TV
Dead,
shows. Oh my god, I just...
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, they don't do
Diaries.
anything. Well, not everything's a like.
No, yeah.
They did Minecraft, so
Yeah,
not everything's a TV show. But
And
yeah,
the Borderlands as well.
yeah,
And Batman, which has been a TV show.
Yeah,
that's true. Basically, the idea, yeah, Telltale.
but that's different because they're not that expensive.
Yeah, $20
For
for
each
all 5
episode?
episodes usually.
Yeah, so that's different. What I'm talking about is kind of specifically related to Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, I love the Kingdom Hearts franchise, and I don't want to have to not buy the third one because you're releasing it in like 6 episodes.
On the upside,
Yeah.
it's not like fully confirmed that it's going to be episodic.
Oh, okay.
Square Enix have just stated that they believe the future of everything is episodic, and seeing as it's still so far away, it could be, but might not be. So you could definitely hold on to the hope.
It just seems
Yeah.
like such a fucking cash grab to
Yeah.
me. like, you're probably going to charge me $20 for each episode of this, and then you're probably still going to try and sell me DLC on top of it. I don't want to have to end up paying, like, $140 just to get the full game because you've released it episodically. I just don't think that's fun, especially for something like a video game. I don't want to play a video game in episodes.
Yeah, you want to get a game, you want to sit down, you want to smash it out. You don't have to wait for the next part.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a different kind of medium to like a TV show.
Yeah, it's a TV show or film. Like, I don't want to have to wait.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm playing the first game and then waiting for the second one. I'm waiting a year for the whole game to fucking come out.
Yeah.
It's not cool.
No, it's not.
Please, Square Enix,
I mean,
please.
there was a game, I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but that their plan was to do an episodic release.
Mm-hmm.
And they did an episodic release. Like, they were actually, I think it was like week by week in very small, like in smaller portions. But people loved it because it was week by week and they stuck to it.
Yeah.
Or it was like month by month. It was like a short enough time period that it was close enough and it was like cheap and it was smooth. And that's like really good. But I definitely think we do have to get rid of that. It's not something that we should have. Only Telltale can get away with this, or anyone else who wants to make because they're not really games. When you look at it, it's
point and click adventure.
A point and click adventure game is hardly a game, especially these ones, because your traditional point and click games, it's like, you know, you need to do some really stupid thing. And like, it doesn't make sense why, you know, I need this cake to open this locked door, but you do. With the Telltale games, it's more straightforward. It's just like, hey, we need to get into this room and it's locked. Oh, I have a lockpick. Like, it's less.
Let me walk at an extremely idle pace while I look for something.
Exactly. But it really is, you're essentially you're only playing it for the story.
Yeah.
You're not really caring about gameplay. Like, those I feel are the kind of games that you could watch someone play without absolute any care in the world, because it just seems like a TV show at that point.
Yeah.
Definitely. I really like Telltale games, actually. Like, they're really solid. But yeah, you're right. Their gameplay's flat as shit. Like, gameplay-wise, they're the worst games I've ever played.
Yet I cannot put it down once I pick
exactly.
it up.
That's the thing. Like, I love just
I
sitting
think
there.
I played Wolf Among Us in one day.
Oh, wow.
Just like, fuck yes, give them.
Yeah, I did a sleepover shift and I bought The Walking Dead and brought that along with me.
Yeah, nice.
And like, I woke up and I was just like, because like when I do a sleepover shift, I wake up and I come out on the floor and the boys get up, get ready for school. I was like, oh my god, guys! I'm just telling like these 14-year-old kids who just like they're just trying to get ready for school. Like, oh my god, guys, you'd never believe it. First this happened, then this happened, then he got fucking bit by a zombie. Like, oh my god, it was crazy.
Yeah, like, it's genius.
Yeah, solid games.
Moving on from games with not really great gameplay, I have to talk about what I don't want to see any more of in the future, is the no combat horror games. Like, the ones where there's no combat at all in it. It's like, you hide, you run, you get caught, you're dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was good at the start, like, Amnesia pretty much, I think, was the
Yep.
first thing that really, like, has brought it, like, into the big spotlight. There's probably others that have done it.
I'm
but,
having
you know,
like PTSD flashbacks to Amnesia just thinking about
yeah,
it.
it was legitimately terrifying.
Such a scary game.
And then, like, you know, there was Slender, which was short, not too great, but you got some scares out of it.
It was like, what, like 30 megabytes? It was something like small as...
Tiny.
You quickly just download it, you get a bunch of mates, you play it, you have a laugh for the night. It's over. It was exactly what it needed to be, but you're right. Like...
Yeah, and then, like, so there's even more, and they're still coming out. I get that it's kind of like an easy game to more make, because you don't need to worry about combat, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel a lot of them are more indie titles.
Yeah.
One title that I reckon blew it out of the water just quickly, once again going in the past, Outlast, fantastic. Outlast 2 came out not too long ago as well. Not as good, but I feel Outlast 1 really nailed it. But with the release of like Resident Evil 7, it kind of broke the spell, I think, of those kind of games. Because in that, you start off, you're running, you're shooting at this guy still though, and it's like still terrifying because he's not dropping. He's like going down on a knee and coming back up. But it just felt good to kind of interact with the enemy a bit more.
Yeah.
And so fucking fast.
Yeah, he was fast chasing you.
God,
But-
the scene at the dinner table.
There was
Terrifying.
it was some terrifying parts in that game, and like, I don't know, just being able to go, oh shit, something's chasing. Wait, I've got a shotgun. Like,
Yeah.
that moment of I can just shoot you,
Yeah.
while still being terrifying because limited bullets and stuff. I think that is where horror games should be heading.
Yeah.
And just avoid this whole just run and hide business, because
But you don't want to like stumble across a chest featuring like an RPG, 17 grenades,
Yeah,
and
no.
90 magazine clips. Like you want a handgun and like a bullet per level, pretty
Yeah,
much. You
it's
want
like-
to make it hard.
if there's a spectrum of like Amnesia on one end, no combat, and then I don't know, just like any Call of Duty kind of thing, or any action shooter on the other, you kind of want like a quarter of the way up. Not fully half, just like a quarter of the way up from Amnesia.
Yeah.
Enough terrifying run and hide moments, but occasionally you can turn around and go, I can take this.
Just enough to give the player hope.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like when you can shoot something and take it down, you're like, yes, I accomplished something, but then you realize I've now wasted a lot on that.
Yeah.
The next one's more terrifying because you're like, I don't have this now.
Yeah, definitely. That new Friday the 13th game, I haven't
Yes.
played it. Does that have combat?
Um,
Obviously, if you're Jason, yes, I know that Jason will have combat, but
yeah. You can hit Jason. You can like hit him, shoot him and everything. He will go down,
but he gets back up
but he gets back up every time.
in classic Jason fashion.
Yeah, he does. Like he straight up drops down, looks dead. He's not dead, and that I think works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you do that, do it in like a single player game as well though.
Yep.
Because that's obviously a multiplayer game with
Actually, so is one person Jason and the rest of the fucking...
yeah, one person is Jason basically, and their job is hunt down
down.
all the school counselors, everyone else is the counselors. They've got to like find a way to escape. I think you can like call the police one way. You can
that's so fucking
repair a
dope.
car and get away. And yeah, basically he's just hunting down everyone else.
And it's online?
Yeah, it's online.
And whoever thought of that gets all the raises, because that is so fun.
Well, there's
Like, it just-
several
that
games.
sounds fun.
There's several games coming out like that. Like there was Evolve, which kind of was a different take on it, not a horror one. It was an action one. But then there was Dead by Daylight
Yep.
came out, which is fairly similar to this. Friday the 13th, and then I believe
Last year,
yeah,
that game, it looks like a 90s slasher movie in a high school into a video game. And it's very similar to the other title games where it's one person is the monster, other four players that play as like high school kids.
Yeah.
And that's just, I'm looking forward to that because I think that comes out fairly soon as well.
Yeah, it's true.
yeah. Last year is coming out reasonably soon. It's aiming more so for that real like retro horror because you
Yeah.
play on prom night in a high school.
Yeah.
as like the clique. You know, you've got your jock, your nerd, your girl, like your stoner. You got
Slut, the virgin.
Yeah. You've got all them.
The slide, the virgin,
The cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
Fuck
yeah, and the best part from what I've seen about this is the killer basically when there's no one looking at him can do this thing where basically he turns invisible, can't hurt them at all, but moves super fast. So it's like they turn a corner running, you zoom ahead of them, they turn the next corner, you're already there.
Oh, that's
Like
cool.
that just invokes a true this is a horror.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for that. This is meant to be the part where we're saying what we don't want in the future, but oh damn,
but you're
that's
saying-
what I
you're
want.
You're talking about things that you want to come out.
Yeah,
and
this
just sick of
in
all the shit that
instead
you
of
see.
yeah. So it's
You want
definitely
this instead.
this is definitely what I think is better instead. That kind of thing, more like Resident Evil 7, where you have at least some sort of interaction while still being limited.
Yeah.
Maybe don't have bit of a spoiler alert here. Don't have a giant boss fight at the end where you're fighting a giant goop monster.
Is that the end of fucking Resident Evil? A goop
Yeah,
monster?
kind of. I mean, the ending.
yeah.
The ending was kind of solid.
Until the goop monster.
Well, the group monster, at least compared to the last Resident Evils, that was tame. Resident Evil 6 ended with you fighting on top of like one of the big tallest like skyscrapers in China, killing a demonic T-Rex. So compared to that, fighting a group monster the size of a house, kind of better.
That fight, though, was kind of Lovecraftian, which I like, and I haven't managed to watch the trailer yet, but I just saw today at E3 a Call of Cthulhu video game.
Oh, what?
So I need to watch the trailer after we finish recording this, and maybe I'll talk about it next week. I'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, just quickly
But,
just
like,
plug it before we
Yeah,
start.
I'll plug it at the start because I love the Lovecraftian feel.
Yep.
Like I love the Arkham horror video games, board games, and the like Fireteam Zero board game. They're just so fun to me. There's just something about it that It's really interesting.
I feel Lovecraftian is one thing that really hasn't made the jump to cinema yet, and I'm hoping that's the
It
next
really
thing.
should.
I'm hoping that is the next big thing
The
for
Void?
horrors, and everything's just like, bring it.
The
Yeah.
Void is a Kickstarted film that's coming out soon that's Lovecraftian, and that looks good. I think it's going to be... Hopefully it just kicks it into horror. Maybe we just need James Wan to
get James Wan
direct
to
a
do everything.
Lovecraftian... James Wan could make a fucking horror movie of some old lady shitting in a diaper like
Yeah.
The
James,
Visit.
James,
And it would be good.
James Wan's just like...
Also like The Visit, which was good.
Yeah. Just in terms of horror, though, James Wan is the man.
He's the king. He's the
He
current
is
king.
Yeah,
No
currently,
surprise that he's Australian.
anything that he's doing is just like, it's probably going to be good.
Yeah. I was thinking the other day about how, like, actors' names don't bring in people like director names do these days. I feel like people are more privy to what director makes good movies. So if someone says, "Oh, Tom Cruise is in this movie," okay, cool. But it's directed by James Wan. People are more likely to be like, "Hey, that's
yeah,
pretty cool."
There's
Like,
very few actors now, I feel, that really have that pulling power just by
yeah,
name.
This is pretty off topic though. So let's try and bring it back a little because
Yeah.
this is kind of all in the realm of where we think the future of entertainment is going to end up. I think either I don't think it's going to be uncommon at all for people to have a home cinema.
Yeah.
I think with the way that streaming's going, I think streaming is very much where we're going to end up soon. More so than it is now. And I don't think it's going to be uncommon for people to have their own home cinemas to get that cinematic...
that, like,
experience
you
at
can
home.
stream new release movies from.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. You're going to be able to buy a screening version of that movie where you can have the one watch of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be a new way because people don't have time to go to the cinemas anymore. A lot of people are very strapped for time and they've got kids and stuff. It's hard to get away and pay $20 a ticket. But if you're paying $20 to stay at home and watch it, that's not as bad, I find.
I'd probably throw myself in front of the car to get the money to buy that. Like,
Yeah, have
just
your
to have
own...
my own home cinema that I can stream the new releases from. I'd suck a dick for it. Like, it's just as simple as that. Like,
I think they're gonna end up getting cheaper. For higher quality content comes out, the stuff that's still good, it just won't be as new and as good as the new stuff. But it's still gonna be pretty good, and that's gonna end up being pretty cheap. So I don't think it's gonna be too expensive or out of the picture for even lower economic people. You're not gonna have to be in the upper middle class or the upper class to have your own home entertainment system like this.
and with streaming services, Foxtel has just launched their fucking new streaming service, which I want.
Yeah.
So theirs works a little differently though with Netflix. You just get Netflix, and you got Netflix with Stan. You just subscribe to Stan. You got
Yeah.
Stan.
They've got it's
Fox-
like you subscribe to a certain
In
package.
classic Foxtel fashion, you got to pick a package you like the most.
Yeah.
Their pop is by far the best.
Yeah,
There's
their
pop and drama.
package.
Drama and pop both have Game of Thrones, Girls, Orange is the New Black, House. No, they're fucking Netflix
Not
shows.
Orange is the New Black.
They're fucking Netflix shows. Yeah. It's got,
Westworld.
Westworld,
Game of Thrones.
Game of
Silicon
Thrones,
Valley.
No, Silicon Valley wasn't the drama one, but in the pop one,
I thought we were talking about, sorry.
yeah, in pop you've got Game of Thrones, Supergirl, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, Silicon Valley, Girls, fucking just all these fucking great shows that aren't available on the goddamn other streaming services.
I just feel though that's still not going to bring in the customers because of the package issue.
Yeah,
That's not what people want. It's
Yeah.
why they have left cable in the first place.
Right?
We want what we want for a reasonable price. Say you just want Game of Thrones.
yeah,
That's all you want. You still have to pay for a whole package.
yeah.
And it's going to be... I don't know the prices, but I figure...
It's
Yeah,
$15
it's
a month.
$15 per
Only
package per
$15.
month. But the packages overlap. So what if I want multiple packages? I'm paying another $15. But sometimes if I get the drama and pop, I'm getting sometimes half the same shows.
Yeah,
In the drama package as in the pop package.
you're not getting the amount of shows you're paying for.
Yeah. So do they do it cheaper? Do you know if you get two packages with overlapping content?
I wouldn't know. I just had a quick browse on their website yesterday, but I'm really actually kind of I'm excited and really fucking shitty over this at the same time because trying to get into the film biz myself,
Yeah.
I stopped pirating. Not because it's illegal. I couldn't care if it's illegal. Because it was hypocritical of me to download films when I wanted to make them myself. So I stopped.
Have a higher moral barometer than I do.
Yeah. But what I ended up drawing the line was if the movie's not on Netflix, Stan, or available to rent on YouTube, or the television show isn't on Netflix and Stan, and it's only on Foxtel, fuck you, I'm downloading it. I'm not getting Foxtel just to watch a handful of shows. So put it on a streaming service, and I will not pirate it.
You hear that, Foxtel execs? Fuck your monopoly.
Yeah, fuck you, because now I have to fucking either ditch my moral code or get Foxtel Go. I don't want it.
Yeah, it's not what you're paying. Like, it's not what you want to pay for. Like, so you said like $15 a month per package, and each package like what, probably 10 shows or something like that. Like,
yeah,
I'm not
Spitball,
sure.
maybe
like
yeah.
as a spitball kind of figure, it'll probably be like around 10, maybe
Look, you
15.
got
I
10
think
great.
it's
You got
more
10
than
good
that.
shows at least.
Yeah, 10 good shows at least.
I don't think they're showing all the shows that are on the package. I think it's like these and more.
Yeah, and
So
also
I'm not quite sure.
it had things like Silicon Valley season 4, Game of Thrones season 6. So I'm not even sure.
Oh, really?
It said that, but I'm not sure if that was saying, hey, look, we've got season 4 and we've got season 6. But I'm not sure if it was like showing off they have the new season or if it's just season 4. Because if it's just season 4, again, fuck you. All the fuck yous to
I
Foxtel.
think I'll try out that 2-week free trial and then see how it's going.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So what do you guys think the future is in entertainment?
We kind of have similar.
We have very similar kind of ideas on the future for entertainment.
Yeah. One thing I'm particularly excited about, motion capture. We mentioned Andy Serkis before.
Yep.
The man. Motion capture, I think, is like the coolest way to do CGI characters. Like, because you can do it for anything. Like Benedict Cumberbatch was the dragon in the Hobbit movies.
Yeah.
And have you seen the footage of him acting it out?
Yes, it's hilarious.
It is glorious. It is absolutely. He's like crawling on the ground like the lizard-faced man that he is, and just like he's full method. Like it is amazing to watch motion capture. Anything Andy Serkis does, he's a name. He's an actor's name who'll get me into cinema. Andy Serkis is in it. I mean,
But not to actually see him, because he's not in the movie.
yeah, exactly. Unless he's being weird South African from Avengers.
Yeah.
You want the candy?
You want the candy? You want the gun?
I'm scared of cuttlefish. But like, just the sheer, like, just the way, I don't know. And it's the little things with motion capture. Like a motion capture character, just you can get those like subtle nuances in the character's physicality that you don't get with CGI because the animators have to do it like frame by frame. Like Andy Serkis can just tap into the physicality of a character. Gollum, Caesar, King Kong, Captain Haddock. Like, I don't know. I'm a huge fan of motion capture, and it's only looking better. It's only becoming easier for filmmakers to use. Like the Apes movies I was ranting about before, they were the first to actually use motion capture live on set.
All right.
They didn't go to a motion capture studio. They were able to transport the gear they needed. So they've gotten mobile enough that they can now just go to sets. Not just go to sets. There will still be things they need to set up, but you can see that it's taking these important steps forward, and it's gonna do real big cool things, and it applies to video games as well.
That's what
like,
I was
video
gonna
games,
bring up.
when they do like Guitar Hero games, NBA games, they get the players in the motion capture suits and they copy their style and their form and stuff like that.
The Last of Us, I think, is the biggest one that really showed off the motion capture. Yeah, because they released like a whole behind the scenes thing.
Oh, nice.
And you can see how like them acting, like it actual as people rather than people animating it, really transferred to make it seem, more fluid, more real.
Yes.
I think a new LA Noir with mocap.
That'd be sick.
That'd be fantastic because you'd be able to get. It'd definitely be harder to spot if they're lying or anything.
You need to get a really good actor to
You
do
would.
the
the facial
dots,
expressions and everything.
Like, what was LA Noire, like 09?
Yeah, around
It's
then,
a
probably.
long
It was a
time.
while
So
ago.
it's an older game
Those
now.
facial expressions, though, were unreal. Like, the little tiny movements in the corners of their mouth and their eyes and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I remember being so impressed. But on top of motion capture, just another bit of technology, virtual reality. I love virtual reality. I got the headset, I got the Google Daydream at home. I got a 360 camera. Like, I just reckon you can just do so much cool stuff with it, from like live events, mostly stuff that's reality. Like reality filming, VR is the next big. Go to a concert, stick it in the crowd, boom, you're in the crowd
you're
of a
in
concert.
it.
Imagine how good a live show would be if you were like in the crowd.
Yeah, you could feel more like you're there than
Yeah.
just watching a screen.
Like underwater diving. And
Yeah,
stuff
that's
like
how I
that.
was thinking. I'm the complete opposite. I'm just like, the nature kind of things that you can
Yeah,
get.
man.
Just like if you just like shot that through the water and stuff, and you
Yeah.
could just like as it's moving through the water, you just kind of like look around where you want to see.
Yeah, it's so cool. But the problem is, and this is why I'm excited for the future, because we have time to figure it out, is that I don't know if anyone's figured out anything particularly revolutionary with fiction and drama. Like there's been some cool stuff, but it's difficult because the viewer has the ability to look wherever he wants, but he still needs to look where he's supposed to when he's supposed to.
Yeah,
So it's kind of tricky on that front. But yeah, no, I've got big hopes for VR coming up.
I think like at least for the start, because it's mostly where I'm seeing like the kind of like fiction part of VR happening is in gaming.
Yeah.
So I feel that's like the start where when some games start showing like, look, here's VR with a story.
Yeah.
And like they go, all right, well it's working, and then because cutscenes I feel would also be an issue in gaming, the same as it would be in a TV show.
Yeah.
If it's like you're meant to watch these people do a specific thing, and you're just like, oh, what's happening behind me, and you turn around, like no one will.
It's like chasing a butterfly.
Yeah, no one will see. So it's like, but if that becomes like a more mainstream thing, like oh look, that's what people like games it's working in, they'll probably just be like, we can do TV shows. It's like.
Yeah.
Have controls so that say you do accidentally miss something, you just like, oh, quick rewind.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Or who knows, they may even like try and do it like where you are the person could be a bit harder.
Yeah.
But because like Guitar Hero Live, the newest Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of that game. It's not VR, but I reckon that game would be crazier because the whole point they didn't use animated anything. They literally just
right.
went on stage, strapped like a GoPro to a dude, and they like played a song, filmed like the guy playing, and like
that's
looking at the
cool.
rest of the band and stuff, and then they like had an audience, and then obviously a bit more digital audience to make it a bit bigger.
Yeah, of course.
Not paying for a whole stadium, but if like that was a VR thing instead,
Yeah.
where you could just look around and like as you were like on stage,
As you were shredding.
that
The
would
only problem there
right.
would be
That,
looking down at your controller.
that would be the difficult thing. It's like you would need to kind of do maybe some editing to like also add that. So if you look down, it kind of like seamlessly
Yeah.
Yeah.
is like two
the thing
different.
moves with
yeah, because it's like if you look down, you'd see like it'd be difficult, but you could do it, and that can definitely be translated into film, TV eventually.
you. Definitely. I mean, I completely forgot about video games. The potential for VR in video games is tenfold what it is in film.
Yeah, I mean that's like the big thing. Like everyone now, it's like, oh, how can we do VR? How can we do VR? Like E3, they announced like Fallout VR. It's like they're taking whatever they can, and it's just like throw it at it.
Yeah.
Which for me personally, I'm just like, how long until VR is affordable just for like everyone?
The average Joe.
Exactly, because it's not extremely affordable at the moment. It's like,
It's like the price of a new console, pretty fucking.
Yeah,
much.
and
It
it's like-
sucks.
and not only that, if you're using VR on like a PC, then you need a PC capable of running VR.
Yeah.
It's an expensive thing to get into.
Yeah.
Eventually, I want it to just be like, oh, you got the VR? Yeah, it was like $100. Like,
Yeah.
I can
Especially
just
because
buy
you
it.
don't want more than one VR console.
Yeah, you really.
Yes.
I don't want to get PlayStation VR because I want to be able to have the HTC Vive or the Oculus. Like, I want to be able to play on the
Yeah.
computer, so I don't want to waste $500.
No platform wars in VR.
Yeah.
Leave that shit for regular 2D.
Right? Leave that for the normal consoles, right?
Yeah.
Just make VR compatible with everything.
Yes.
The VR headsets. Well, I think this has been an extra long episode, so enjoy that, guys. That's really, I think, the theme for this week's episode covered. Join us again next week. Hope you enjoy.